yesterday, when they lost their series, they ended up having strange priority on Gragas and letting a few other things go through, and then it looked like they were trying to flex it, and then not really. So, you know, that was a game where there was a lot of criticism afterwards towards Reaper, who had pretty much been spotless in terms of how people were considering his coaching record.
Well, right, if something's clean, the second it gets dirt on it, you're like, I can see it!
Yep, you notice.
Now I gotta be the first one to see it. But honestly, not that bad, still at the top. And I'm sure he will be able to right the ship here with the squad under his wings. Gragas, Graves, Rengar, a lot of focus towards the jungle coming in here from Team Envy, as well as that Gragas being a little top lane love, as well as top lane from Cloud9. So top portion of the map, we should just say, get a hit here and pick some bans.
It's a triple ban towards Cloud9, and then Cloud9's jungler contracts, but then double towards Seraph in the top lane. Shen still on the table, Lulu still on the table. Lulu, definitely the hyper pick right now that everybody's going for.
Kakuo keeping Apollo safe on whatever he will be able to grab. That Caitlyn does get banned out, as we said. And now Impacts. Gonna lock in possibly that jungle. Thinking about the AD carry though. We saw Sneaky honoring the shift forward meme yesterday. He could have himself killed just once. Had a smile on his face. He was trying to go for the kill. Sometimes it happens, but the Ezreal will be the play for him once again today. We've been seeing much more of it as soon as this Caitlyn gets banned out.
Yeah, the Ezreal, that's really interesting because now Team Envy, I think they have an opportunity to actually go with the Juggernaut composition. They have the Lulu.
I was thinking.
Kog'Maw into Ezreal is not a bad matchup, and you can pretty much play that with, and Gragas on the table. I think Gragas is kind of, sorry, Gragas off the table. Gragas is kind of the perennial counter to Kog'Maw compositions where everybody is playing in the back, buffing up the Kog'Maw who's on the front line. You can use your barrel to separate, so we'll see if that happens here. But no, it's going to be apparently Ziggs. What?
All right, so Ziggs locked in. I have seen that go to various positions with the Lulu. I'm going to guess that that's actually Ninja top with Jace and mid, but that's an interesting top mid pick to just fly in there. So playing the flex game.
Yeah.
In the mind of Cloud9.
It's a big flex game here. It could be, I mean, if we want to throw it back to even further, it could be Lulu mid. Who knows? These champions could pretty much go anywhere. Ziggs mid isn't very common at all as compared to Ziggs in the bot lane position. The Jace is definitely a flex for Seraph and Ninja. This may mean that they're going to go for an AD composition. The Talon that constantly gets banned away from Ninja could be something that he picks up here unless it's banned away. Because they have the magic damage from their bot laner with the Ziggs.
I was just going to mention that as well. Get out of my head, Cyrene.
It's called synergy. I need to be in there.
Elise taken away from Lyra. He's provided great results early game on that. We talked about Envy's early game. Look at that guy. Karma locked away from Smoothie. They still have the chance to go for a hook composition here if he wants to get that Thresh locked in. Also gives, Impact would give Sneaky on the Ezreal quite a bit of versatility in where he can be in the fights.
This next ban coming through, I would assume it goes for the jungle again because they're trying to pinch Lyra down. They've taken the Lee Sin. There's 3 jungle bans from Team Envy. Now there's total 5, now 6 with 1 picked away, junglers taken away from Envy. It's going to make them fall very far down the tier list. You start thinking about what's left up. It's like, there ain't much, buddy. You can play the Zac. Lee Sin's taken.
Olaf is still up, not something we've technically seen.
We've seen it from Meteos. We haven't really seen it too much from others.
Malzahar has seen himself a little less lately. Not looking in the mirror, and the teams aren't looking either, but they do lock him in for this.
Yeah, could be a Rek'Sai for Lyra as well. Could go back to that one. The Malzahar, not that great into the Lulu, but it is one of those S-tier champions. Not like that S+, but one of those S-tier bottom laners in the 80, not the 80 carry, a support position. There you go. You never get an S+ as support, man.
I didn't ward enough. Something.
Steal the CS. That's how you do it.
Ooh, Lyra takes Nidalee. So it does lock in nicely with the Jace, with being able to have some guys on the back line, as well as follow up with that Ziggs explosive bomb.
Yeah, this feels like a lot of poke here for this composition. And Cloud9 will have the top lane tank, and they'll be comfortable there, but you have to think about who this mid laner is going to be. You're going to need some wave clear. You're going to need something that can threaten kill potential, but also engaging would be something you'd really like, and that's why I think the Ahri being taken out is actually a very good pick to take away.
The Snake takes out the Cassiopeia, and Jensen falls back to it. It's been a while since we've seen this coming out for players in the NALCS.
It is a super good champion, though. As soon as the Cassiopeia hits even level 3, we've seen some solo kills in the mid lane, and with the prevalence of Ignite over Ghost, Cassiopeia gets extra movement speed from her Q landing, and so she'll be able to chase people down.
Really good point. We've seen a lot more aggression between these mid laners. Let's see what actually Ninja changes to. Sitting on the heal flash right now. And there is going to be an exhaust on the side of Cloud9. No exhaust coming from the side of Envy if this happens. So people like Jensen in this fight are going to be able to wreak havoc with their damage. 14 seconds before we get towards the Rift.
Yep.
Teams are locked in here in Cloud9 looking to pick up these final games to not really tarnish that record as they end the split, as they are being chased by quite a few teams.
Yeah, they're especially being chased by Phoenix One, one match back, but Phoenix One have to play against TSM and Cloud9 next week. So Phoenix One would have to play at the top of their game. Cloud9 just have to keep playing their game, and they do need to recover. They're on a bit of a loss streak right now. I believe it's 2 in a row for them.
Cloud9 locking in pretty solid composition, a lot of variety. And a crazy composition coming from Envy, but this is what we expect from these guys. They have versatility in their champion selects. They like to mix it up, and they like to get that early game lead by kind of faking out the other team. We'll see how they start off here in game 1 for final game here on the Battle Arena stream.
Last matchup here for week 8.
Yeah.
But looking at the compositions, Cloud9, decent amount of disengage with the kickback from contracts. They also have the Malzahar to lock somebody up when they dive. And they're trying to keep Jensen safe and sneaky repositioning constantly during these fights. So it will be what you call like a standard composition where they have a decent... Oh, wait a second. Lyra, my boy. Fervor Battle. Is that real? All right. All right.
Gotta get that auto. Gotta get that auto damage.
I got confirmation that is real. So he's running it for attack damage. Interesting, because he also only has 4 AP, so he's not running AP in his runes. This is going to be spicy.
Or a little flavorless.
Yeah,
there's
2
sides to a story.
It's going to be really interesting as we watch this unfold. But NB's composition, poke, poke, poke. They have the Jace. They have the Nidalee if he starts building AP. And they also have the Ziggs. So if they get engaged on, they do have some disengage with the Jace. They have Seraph to cover for them. And they also have Hakuo to lock people down.
And for our non-junglers, what would we be expecting to see Lyra kind of come out here with on the Nidalee and the jungle?
Probably Thunderlords on the Nidalee. Right. It just seems like the standard thing. And also some AP. But interesting. Maybe I'm just behind the Nidalee times because I'm a meta slave.
Break free, Zyrene.
I know. I'll play the Camille jungle, but that's like still kind of hashtag little meta because it's a good champion. Impact took 2. So Impact took 2 of them. He'll hit the next level pretty quickly, but Contracts will not hit level 2 off of that. That's actually pretty big considering his jungle path.
A little painful. He actually heads away from Krugs.
Yeah, he kills the small one, gets level 2, so he can go do his red. So it's kind of the adaptation to the route to make sure that you can get there fast. Don't lose too much time.
Threading in 2 shots between each ability. Bing, bang, boom.
You can tell he's like, I don't know exactly what to do here. It's like, what do I do next? All right, I guess I do this.
Looks like they'll actually mirror each other here to start things off. Oh my god, there's more! He easily takes those out. So back for Lyra as he flies through his first portion of the jungle as expected. Pushed in the top lane by Impact. I don't think we'll see any aggression there. It's not like there's too much trouble. Just Riptide, Shield, continuing to push.
Yeah, the Nautilus will win this. We've talked about this many times, how the Nautilus, since the Maokai nerfs to his laning phase and the Q mana cost, as well as the E damage, lowers his wave clear early, and that the Nautilus just gets to shove in with Riptide constantly. Also, this is interesting because now the Nautilus Impact's going to go for an invade to place a ward down. He'll also see that the blue buff is up, and he's going to be like, wait a second. So now, got to play safe on the bottom side of the map for a moment. And as Contracts rounds the corner for his own blue.
They get the question mark ping, also denying the blast cone over as he gets himself back to lane, so that will not be Lyra's. Doesn't look like anybody's in position for more than knowledge here, but that's enough for Cloud9.
But knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. They will start to roam up, knowing it's free on the bot side, at least a few wards, but also follow-up damage from the bot side of Cloud9 here. 3-minute, 50-second roam. Look for a kill.
Does this a lot.
A flash on Ninja would almost give Jensen the kill afterwards if he doesn't blow anything.
They don't really have CC though, so it's very difficult to actually get a successful gank here. It's just kind of brute forcing it down.
Yeah. They tried, hoping that Ninja would go in for To the Skies or something. And I could say that they wouldn't be wrong on it. Ninja's actually a very aggressive mid-lane player, so to try for that for Cloud9, not too bad, but also good play by Ninja to stay safe.
Yeah, also, Jensen didn't go with the Ignite overall. He actually went for the Ghost, and he went for the Storm Raider Surge instead of the Deathfire Touch. So he's more on that kind of older Cassiopeia. I'd actually prefer this one because the movement speed for repositioning is incredibly important in these fights. Contract's actually going for a loop around, and he's going to bring a friend. I'd like to bring a friend.
Teams are being quite good about the missing pings, and obviously making Lyra a little weary of what's going on. So more forward words by C9 here means EnVy's early game may not be as strong as they usually have it. Ooh, good aggression. That's a Ghost. This could be Jensen going down, but too many minions. Yeah, too many minions locking up Ninja there as he gets the caster line. Jensen turns that one around.
Yeah, they both have to use their non-movement summoner or their non-primary movement summoner.
Right.
Their secondary ones to actually just get them out. Interesting choice in bottom lane. I want to talk about this. Is the Ziggs bought a tier. Normally, you will go for the Lost Chapter because it gives you mana. It gives you, every time you level, it gives you mana. And you build a Merlinomicon, and every time you get a kill or assist, it fills you up. So, actually kind of interesting. I don't feel like the Manamune, or not the Manamune, the Seraph's Embrace is actually going to do too much for him.
I agree with you on that.
I mean, so there's like an 80 Nidalee in this game, so, you know, hold on.
Oh, man.
He's donezo.
Holds his flash. He knows it's not worth blowing it. It might be a follow-up engage coming in from Envy. And first blood over there. Lyra making work on the Nidalee.
Hey, everybody kind of came in for that one. That's only one with an assist on it, though, for Hakuo. And last time I was casting the Envy game yesterday, it was Hakuo and Lyra who had most of the kills early. These guys just group up, and they have such a good synergy in terms of their warding pattern early, and then also the way that they spread out and kind of gank people simultaneously. So I really like watching Hakuo, who I think is underrated on this team, but also Lyra, who's getting a lot of the credit here. He definitely deserves it. He seems to be a fantastic jungler, but it's just holding on to these leads and turning them into something more than just a gold lead. It's not gonna win you the game by just having more gold than the other guy. But hold on, Ninja, a little far up. Looks like he's gonna get ganked here.
Depth charge, one ult, flashes over, so he's going to take the hit. Dodges the Sonic Wave, the ward came over. That was not a blind dodge, but still a nice one at that. Obviously going to get chased down and taken down. That kill going over to Impact in the top lane. But C9 has now sent 2 members twice to that mid lane on either side to make sure they can get a hit on Ninja.
Mid lane is incredibly important in this game, and especially in this matchup. He's your primary source of physical damage poke for the Jace, and then Jensen is their primary source of damage. If you kill Jensen in these fights, it's really up to Sneaky, and really Jensen, I feel like the Cassiopeia's damage output minus the poke that Ezreal would be doing is just far superior in team fights.
Yeah. You almost expect the revenge kill. If you kill Jensen, expect 4 people in your lane.
Wait, knock back.
Satchel charge back. Oh, great minefield, but Sneaky just gets over it. He's very low and burning. Cannot enter the fight, but the True Shot Barrage will pass through 2.
Apollo has ultimate.
Less damage to Hakuo. Focus would be onto Apollo.
He
flashes forward. Mega Inferno Bomb. The cleanup kill as well with the flash forward from Lyra. The hit onto Smoothie. He can only take about 2 turret shots. It's the follow-up. That's the second one. Heal coming in from Hakuo as he just gets in range. Great play by Envy to go hard in the bot lane.
That combo, the Hakuo-Lyra combo, is so damn good. 3-0-1 for Lyra. He's starting this game off on the right foot again. Now they're going to get themselves this turret, and he got a Sheen as his first item. This is disgusting. Fervor of battle, I'm missing something here.
Goes in, comes out clean. 3-0-1, and you're absolutely correct with the Hakuo synergy. It looked like he was diving in just head first, and out of nowhere you get that shield safety. Let's see it again.
Yeah, so Apollo hits level 6 as these minions are going down, and then Sneaky, such low HP, doesn't really seem to respect the fact that Apollo did hit 6, and now Lyra
Look at the autos.
getting those autos in. Like, this is actually a ridiculous amount of damage that they're not expecting, because this is an auto attack focused build. I think back to when Seraph was in Challenger, one of Seraph's signature champions was the top lane AD Nidalee that he would split push with. He would build Trinity Force. He would build an Infinity Edge. It's pretty dumb. And right now, Lyra, he has Cinderhulk Sheen.
Tanky damage. Yeah, right back out as well. Double buff on him for a little bit longer. That blue is going to be lasting for him, and now he can transfer one over to Ninja, who can start spamming spells out. Just had a little bit of trouble in mid lane, so that'll give him some breathing room. As long as Envy keeps these things in play, keeps their lanes pushed, and doesn't allow Cloud9 to just get one big dragon fight back into the game, which they're so good at setting themselves up for just a clean ace, even from behind. And I think Envy could hold out this early game and make a fight for the mid.
Yeah, Envy need to put their pedal to the metal, need to keep going if they want to take this one. They're fighting to get out of relegation zone. They're actually, like, the Sharks are biting at their feet right now. And they're desperate to get out, and they just need to keep calm. And they have almost a 3,000 gold lead 10 minutes into this game.
Still a long road ahead.
Contracts.
Hopefully not littered with mistakes. The red buff burn. Actually not gonna. Actually, that was the Lulu Litter Lance. He had red buff, but still gets out alive. Flash burn for Contracts. Shouldn't hurt him too much. 73 to 82. Even with that trouble we were talking about for Ninja, still keeps his CS up quite well. And they're actually not getting Jensen too many kills here in the mid lane as much as they've been trying to feed him.
This is going to be super interesting as the game goes on, because Apollo, and one of the biggest problems for Envy has been sieging turrets down, and now they have the Ziggs that you just throw a satchel on when it's like 35, 25% HP, and you blow it up, and he has so much wave clear in comparison to the lack of wave clear on Cloud9. Pretty much comes down to Jensen at that point. He'll have to put himself at risk of shock blasts and also bouncing bombs when he's trying to clear.
There's a lot of little things to this Envy comp too. With that Ziggs in the bot lane, Apollo has been able to stay so safe, allowing this little Bash Brothers composition of Lyra and Hakuo to roam around the whole game. Usually Apollo's getting pretty good amount of pressure with Hakuo there in the bot. But now with these wards, playing safe and letting his team pretty much do the rest of the work here. Lyra to pick up the first Drake of the game, that's Mountain. So like you said, once they approach these turrets, it's gonna do some damage. Even more now.
Yep, he's gonna solo this as well. Mountain is kind of the perfect Drake for this composition.
Oh, don't look.
No, it's Hakuo. He's helping him out.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he approaches from the top side. It's like, wait a second.
It must be an enemy. No, but that just goes to show how much of the map they own this early. The game can still change, as we say, but they're doing a very good job of keeping a foot forward in this game and stopping Cloud9 from getting theirs. 4-1, just about 12 minutes in as we see our first Drake drop.
Yeah, and now I think Envy should actually just start going mid. They're not going to get that tier 2 bottom for a while, so I think you just start chipping away at this turret, or even just go top, right? You just got Dragon, reset, go top. Put your Ziggs top. That sounds like a great plan to me.
We'll see where they go. Looks like it's also on their agenda.
I'd like to take a top for 200 Rift.
That's it, 200? You seem pretty sure about it.
Well, it's I'm trying to find that daily double, and I know it's not in those 800s.
Playing the smart strategy.
Yeah. I know these ones are easy, so I could pick the next one too.
Slow dime over the fast nickel. I like it. So, see what more Lyra can produce. Now he has red buff. He'll stick to these enemies of Cloud9 a little bit better. To roam down. Seraph is like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and take mid. I'll be bot soon. Won't be a problem.
Yeah, Impact has to watch out though. Oh, Hakuo comes in from the side, and Apollo throws the satchel down on himself, not on the Impact. They're actually going to give up bottom turret for this. I think their lane assignments are actually pretty bad right now. They're not doing anything bottom side. I know that there's a Lee Sin around there, but it's kind of Maokai Seraph just kind of getting those Raptors for his time, and Lyra's going to take over the top side jungle, but Seraph has to be careful as he enters this bottom.
Impact getting a ward out. He's definitely respecting the distance to the turret right now. So it looks like the trade will be just a little late. No, actually even as they wait for the wave in the bot to approach the turret.
And when I say these lane assignments are bad, I don't mean like the people that they're putting in the lanes are bad. I just think the timing that they did it is bad, because Seraph had an opportunity to back, walk down to bottom through the lane, as opposed to going through the jungle, etc. But they're going to try to get a tempo play here. There is a makings of a Trinity Force for Lyra already.
Oh, that's third, fourth tower shot, fifth tower shot. Lyra has to get out. Anybody else takes that heat up, and they will be taking a lot of damage. Seraph flashing behind the turret, trying to dodge a little bit of damage. Ooh. Shock blast over the wall, 110 HP for Contracts. Null zone goes down.
They got to interrupt
the
TP.
They try to get Nether Grasp in. Ninja can't fire anything from the backside here. Jensen ghosting in to try and get some Storm Raiders proc to keep even closer. Impact has now 3v1
Apollo's dead.
At the top turret. I just said Apollo's playing safe all game, and for some reason they're trying to auto attack and tickle Impact down. Not working.
God, are you kidding me? Envy over and over again. They get these leads and then they just drop the ball. The speed at which their lane assignments to the bottom side were bad. They didn't clear out the wave. And then top side, they actually just fumbled the ball there. The bottom, they weren't able to clear the wave with Seraph. I don't know what happened there, but that was just so rough. And now Cloud9 are just slowly getting back into this game. They got that tier 2 bottom. This is a good interrupt, but that means he doesn't have that satchel for getting away. It means he doesn't have the satchel to finish the turret. That should be Hakuo's job to walk up and to polymorph him if he has it up.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's just too far forward, and there's a lot of damage here that can come through. Impact almost 2v1s. They hit Lyra also.
Lyra was
Lyra
there.
left. Lyra
Wild
left.
growth as well. That should never happen with one person in the top lane.
Well, Lyra
Props to Impact.
Lyra had to get wild growth because he got pulled underneath the turret earlier from Impact. Because Cinderhulk is going to pull that aggro, right?
Yep.
So because he's in combat, it activates it. Impact walked up, and the turret's like, "Hey, you're attacking my guy."
Smart
and so
play.
he drew aggro from that. Impact put himself at risk to do that, but then it ended up paying off because he was able to get Lyra super low and push him away. And now it's just a misplay there as well.
Impact getting quite big here.
And you can see he's going for magic resistance first because of the matchup, but also the Ziggs is going to do a large majority of the poke damage when they're in siege situations. This is not an Italy that's going to be throwing gigantic spears at people. It's the one that's going to do bursts of Q damage, which are all magic damage. So it converts the Trinity Force into the Q damage there. You can see like 421 right there as the damage for Lyra with the Trinity Force Q. And they give him the Rift Herald too. So this guy, man, he's like playing Seraph's signature champion from Challenger.
They'll probably give each other tips.
I would assume so. Seraph has nothing but praise for Lyra.
Came in, took him a little bit to warm up, but they said that the potential is absolutely there from what we see in him, and he has started to perform. 3-1-0 here. Bing, bang, boom on the top turret. Envy take down 3, but Cloud9 is starting to knock on the door here as one of their turrets is that second tier on the bot side. This allows them now to walk over.
Smoothie wants to flash ulti, and they're going to have to abandon this turret. That's another turret going over to Cloud9. They'll even it up. Oh, wait, hold on, no.
Oh, just on the edge. It's a great example, though, of what having more turrets down in the side lane or being able to route through the jungle really does for you, because Ninja couldn't even stand between his own 2 turrets.
Yeah, it was good there that they were able to stop that. Envy now in an okay position to get control of this dragon and also their bottom side of the map and try to get that back. Impact, though, shoves in the top wave. This is going to pull Ninja to the top, and I believe that Envy might have to give this up.
So much vision.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see with all that vision. Yeah, Impact's walking down, so that means that you don't get that top wave onto your mid laner who roamed up there and who is behind in CS at the moment. In fact, all of Envy are behind in CS.
Yeah. Contracts is in. Looks like a back from Apollo here. So the team may just hesitate on trying to go for this dragon. They have their mountain. They gracefully trade over a mountain.
What will you do, Lyra? Oh.
Tried to get him right under the wing. Cleaned up by C9. They start to control a bit more of this game. And it starts to fizzle out for Envy that they had the lead, they had the control, they were in Cloud9's jungle, basically living there.
Yeah.
And then it pulls back, and C9 seems to be controlling the lanes. Top wave needs to be cleaned up, but No real pressure on C9 right now.
Yeah, I'm actually rather baffled at how C9 get that objective to get away with it, because Lyra even has Trinity Force. Like, this is the power spike where you tell your teammate, let's go, boys, I got it. I'm stronger than anybody on their team right now. So let's fight. And they're just going to siege instead. That turret's like one Ziggs empowered auto attack away from being satcheled.
Might have been a connect from Contracts. They hold off as they're still facing the tank of Seraph. Oh, I was gonna say Lyra very, very close in, gets kicked back by Contracts. Contracts goes down first on one last auto to Lyra. He will burn down, and now the fight's on to Impact. Contracts and Smoothie are out of the fight so far, so Envy doing what they can.
They gotta watch
four, but 4 may not be enough to the 3 of Cloud9 as they even it up. No more power play on the side of Envy, and it looks like they begin to back off here.
They might get this turret still, though, because they have the Ziggs. Apollo, definitely very healthy. I think they keep pushing. You go for an auto attack on it if you can. If you can. Impact backs and has teleport, and there's all these wards here, so they're afraid of that. Don't want to get TP'd on. And that right there, the kickback Lyra into the team, then the wild growth for the knockup, and now Smoothie has to kind of get out of the fight, and they're focusing pretty much everybody else down except for Jensen and Sneaky, who are in the back there. Seraph still has flash. I feel like that twisted advance should be a flash twisted advance, but he doesn't really have vision into that bush ahead of time. So there's a play there that if he's just a little bit more on his game, he's able to punish Cloud9. But Envy, you know, they aren't too much worse for wear, I would say. That middle turret is primed to go down. And we're in that situation again where Cloud9, bad early game, Envy, good early game. And now we're approaching those dreaded portions for these the fans of the Envy squad, where their mid game just doesn't come together. They don't get those match wins. They don't get those game wins. Cloud9, on the other hand, one of the best mid games in the whole league. Issue though is they're slumping lately.
It comes down to hesitation or kind of feeling like you'll be able to make something work. We heard High Call the other day of FlyQuest just saying we need at least one thing that we have to create motivation, to create a direction to go. And it seems like once Envy has that bit of a lead, they have so many things that they may not act on one, and then they start to fall behind when they realize time has run out to act on any of them.
Yeah, and League of Legends is such a complex game where you get to the point and everybody's like, why didn't they just do this? Well, there's so many things you have to balance simultaneously. Where your side waves, it's like, okay, what is this side wave doing? What is that side wave doing? If we lose the fight, what happens? Because you can take a fight, you can win it, and then your side lanes are getting pushed in, and then you can't get anything from it.
Try to get the miasma down to lock in Lyra. Runs to the safety of Seraph. They are starting to see more of Envy and how close they actually are to the fight.
Impact is just so tanky right now. He's gotten himself a decent amount of magic resistance, but also has a nice amount of armor coming in too with the Ninja Tabi.
Nautilus shield as well. It's nothing to laugh at.
No, not at all.
It comes up so quick. He continues to just wreck your whole team. So he's pretty much self-sustained right now. He'll keep healing up. And he'll keep being in that side lane when the team needs him, teleporting in. Envy, great job taking down mid to get a little bit more room to work in the wards. Just have to see if we can make the play here.
And it's going to be a fun experiment, too, for Envy. Because this is an auto attacker for Lyra who can just blow somebody up. He has a Lulu to give him some extra attack speed. And so he could just run straight through people and kind of be like the new AD carry on the team. It's kind of a strange thing to say for the Nidalee, but I mean, it'll be interesting to see. But Apollo is now kind of the sieger. He's the one who takes those turrets down. And that's been Envy's biggest problem, is just ending the games, getting those inhibitor turrets down. And if they can't do it, even with a Ziggs on their team, then it gets pretty grim for them. And he's got Lichbane too, so he's definitely looking to be the demolitionist.
Yep. Getting all the blue buffs, resources filtered over to him when they come up on that side of the map. And a 3,000 gold lead is what Envy looks at right now from their early game here. Also with a turret up, they've been able to take that top side, mid, and bot now. Yeah,
they got that first turret bottom, which was their free turret, and now the rest of the turrets are the ones that are completely traded across the map. Then they rotate top, they trade top turret for bottom turret, then they trade top tier 2 for bottom tier 2, right? And then so it just keeps going back and forth. Then they trade mid tier 1 for other mid tier 1, and it just goes back and forth. So the game is kind of how it should be right now, with Envy getting that first turret for practically free or basically off of the lane pressure that they had. But the rest of the turrets are what you can see is turrets that had to be traded to accelerate the pace of the game.
It's kind of like that gentleman's agreement. Like, you know you need to do it to at least stay even or just stay where you are at being behind, and then you can get forward.
It's like, even though it's like a gold difference, right? It's like, oh, the gold difference stays the same when we both take turrets. But it's like, yeah, but our Cassiopeia now has X amount more gold.
Right.
The same amount that your guy has, but it's on a Cassiopeia now. So I feel like turret trades benefit Cloud9 because if the game doesn't stall out, then, the game stalls out, they have good late game, and then they also have a better opportunity to take advantage of all these dark spaces on the map. And, oh man, they have a Cassiopeia. You can't leave this Baron untouched.
Mid lane pressure, Lyra, or I'm sorry, Ninja, very smart play in that top side.
Speaking of Lyra though, Mountain Drake.
It's gone. I blinked. Came up, took it down.
The Rift Herald and all those kills, Trinity Force.
That's true.
It's going for even more. That might be a Sterix Gauge in his future. Maybe Blade of the Ruined King, who knows?
An Ocean Drake for these guys as well as it spawns next would be amazing for their siege potential hanging out on the map.
Oh, you want to take it away from Cloud9. You don't want Cloud9 to have that.
Like Lyra's going to take away everything. He has a little bit of trouble coming towards him right now. Should be able to get out of this. The team doesn't seem too worried. Seems like Seraph will not even head down to the bot lane. They feel safe about this. So using a little bit of their pressure. I gotta say, Lyra steering bus, still good.
Don't know if he saw that.
It's not gonna control the game though, if Cloud9 can keep winning fights.
Don't know if he dipped in the bush long enough to see that ward. So he spotted, and Jensen now gonna run over to the side.
Oh, hello, Ninja.
Yeah, they're buying some QSSs so Ninja and Lyra both can be rather aggressive. And there's the teleport from Impact. C9 want to fight. They want to change this game around and try to take a lead.
Oh, Hakuo just used Whimsy. He doesn't have too much to give to the rest of the team now if they want to escape, and he's going to go down immediately. No wild goes for this team, and that will be contracts to trade in kills. Redemption comes down for Envy. Mega Inferno Bombs just across the way, but it doesn't do too much damage to Smoothie. Will be the next to go down in this fight. Summoner Heal comes in, and he scoots out. They were trying to give the kill to each other. Lyra should be able to finish this one off. Jensen blocks the Shock Blast. Lyra does come up with the kill, and now they're on to Sneaky. Whoa! Flash forward with the twisted advance. Here comes Seraph. Lyra comes in as well. The double kill coming in for Envy as they clean up Cloud9. Impact stands tall.
Yeah, that twisted advance brought him all the way up there, and then that Q, the arcade smash from Seraph, slowed Jensen and got him killed too. That's gonna be Baron. That's gonna be Envy with 2 Mountain Drakes to their name. That's gonna be them with a lead over our second place team.
Nicely done by Envy to regroup and figure out what needed to happen in that fight because it seemed to be stalling out. It may have been a lot longer for Envy to get something if they had not waited for Cloud9 to act first.
And Cloud9, this is looking rather grim for them. Cloud9, they tried to do something. Impact went with the TP. They went on to Hakuo. It looked like it was going to be great. Redemption comes through and pretty much cleans up a lot of that damage that had been dealt. Even though he doesn't get the wild growth himself. Let's see here.
What's the deciding factor?
Blown up. And then he gets the redemption in this fight. But Contracts leaped in, didn't really get anything from that because Seraph locked him down. And this is a split fight. Impact taking so much damage, running around in a circle, and now the damage dealers can't really get in. Sneaky wants to walk forward, but he's gonna keep getting thrown some spears at him. They try to come around for Smoothie. Auto attack, and what kills him there? I think a minion auto attack might have finished him off there. There's no red buff on Lyra.
Right.
And then this twisted advance, woo, went all the way through, and that's what got Jensen killed too.
Sneaky and Jensen just kind of forced to sit on the back line and maybe do 1/10 of the damage everybody else did in the fight. Definitely missed out there, unfortunately, in the position.
Yeah, the Ziggs zone control as well. All of those little explosive minefields are something you have to watch out for. And this is getting pretty disgusting. Mercurial Scimitar already finished for Lyra. That's a hefty investment.
Miramana finished up for Ninja as well. Top of his items, and the turrets are falling like butter here on Cloud9 side. Double Mountain Drake for Envy as they approach these structures.
I don't like my butter falling, I'm just saying. I love it, but sometimes we mix up metaphors and stuff like that. It's great. Oh,
he gets out. He gets out, but he's see him with half HP. A lot of these fights are being started like that for Cloud9, and you cannot take the counter engage if that's how you're going to begin it. 28 minutes in, another lane to the doorstep of Cloud9's base.
These inhibitor turrets, though, these are the ones that have to go down. Envy will still lose team fights, like when they're 10K ahead. We saw it yesterday. It kept happening over and over again. There's really no safe territory for Envy unless the Nexus is dead.
I like that thought process.
Yeah, you can't let up for even a second. You'll get Lee Sin kicked back. Your team will get ulti by a Cassiopeia. You have to stay focused for however long this game is going to be, however X many minutes.
They have Baron pushing well. Envy has not kind of gone away from what needs to happen right now, but that Ocean Drake is in 1 minute. As I said, Cloud9's definitely going to fight for that one, and it could be that situation. We always see Cloud9 turn the game around, find a fight. However, their minion waves aren't in position as usual, so if they do win the fight, they're still trying to get back in the game for them.
Hey, Lyra's going for the split push. It's the 1-3-1.
Yeah.
With the Nidalee that has the Trinity Force, he's going to speed himself up. He'll attack the turret whenever he can, but they're also spreading their Baron buff around, making sure that the wave clear is kind of all over the place. Now 3 people are kind of on the top side. Jace has an opportunity to go look at the bottom turret for a few seconds here, and this is all you need, just that chip damage. Envy, pretty good at that 1-3-1 split.
And really, once you actually have a 1-3-1 set up, it makes any team look like they have nothing to do. Playing it very, very well here from Envy. Just got to keep on track. Sounds a lot easier than it is.
Yeah. This Nidalee, though, I mean, this is the highest level in the game as a jungler. And he's pretty much just like, he's second top laner right now. That's really what he is. He's the top laner who doesn't have teleport. Let's see what he buys, because he's sitting on a decent amount of gold. Hex Drinker for himself. This is just full bruiser build. He's going for Maw next. Yeah, highest gold in the game. Lyra is a monster. He's got 100% kill participation. The only person in the game or on his team who has that. And he's just doing work. And it's a pretty silly build, but I mean, for all those kids at home who like to try those crazy things, you know, your smite singed, support, follow your dreams.
This is Lyra. This is Howl LCS. No.
He's like Cat. He's like the top lane Nidalee with support, or with a smite. Top lane Nidalee with smite. That's all he's doing.
They used to smite top lane.
Yeah, and his team wants him to play that.
Don't bring those memories back.
That's the key.
Keep that away. Smite items in the lanes.
Oh yeah, that back in the Shyvana days.
2,500 Baron power play here for Envy. They're making sure slow and steady wins the race. Not pushing themselves too far. They do get that Ocean Drake. They have controlled just about every objective. Cloud9 was able to sneak in that mountain. I don't know if it's going to be enough to help them. The rest of the map is being cleared out. Envy trying to make each portion of it their own.
And so what do they do next? Are they waiting for the next Baron in 2 minutes? I mean, Contracts is 4 levels down. This is like literally Sin in a scary world.
I don't even know if he'll have time to get a kick-in, flashy play and safeguard out. He's going to have to be very quick. The amount of damage that Envy puts in, that kind of negates a crazy initiation if they want to go for one. What would be Cloud9's in at this point? Do you almost just wait for that next objective fight to pressure, or them making a mistake on the siege?
For Cloud9, you just stall, hope that these inhibitor turrets are super scary for Envy, which they have been historically. They're things that they don't end up taking without the enemy team being dead, but then Envy don't really get to win team fights. And I feel like Envy are just waiting for the Baron to come back up, and that's the plan.
Look at this setup for Lyra here on the top side. Sneaky bait out, you have Contracts, maybe a kill, maybe a shutdown. Having one Envy player off the map right now would give Cloud9 a chance to get their lanes at least a little pushed. But Envy's playing this very safe as well, knowing when they don't have vision and where they can go.
Yeah, that was like a wild growth from Hakulo there as well. He's just throwing it out, making sure nothing happens. And that's Envy just being so scared of the possibility that somebody gets blown up.
That's
I'm just saying, that's a slim possibility. And Ninja, okay, walk away.
I was going to say he has to teleport, but Impact just finds himself in the river, making sure the wards go deeper and deeper.
This just became like super slow when Envy got this lead, but C9 are still picking up farm. Jensen is 60 up. You see Sneaky is 30 up. There's about 20 up in the top lane. So overall, Cloud9 are catching the waves better.
Yep.
And they're actually going to have better position on the Baron here as Hakuo has to run up. And if they deny vision, this could be like a face check in. What's Jensen going to do? Apollo, Ninja?
Usually at this point, you're causing the other team to share the CS, and you're not getting it funneled into so many solo lanes, but Envy hasn't really been able to siege. They're just pushing the waves in, and the first time they're in the middle of the map, Cloud9 initiates. Apollo somehow back to full HP, and Smoothie's the first one to go down. Impact now, one of the tankiest, could be the next to drop a Shark Blast following through, and they're gonna have to do it a second time as Cloud9 runs for the hills. They will drop Impact, and they will move on to push down mid lane.
They're gonna push mid, or they're gonna go
they have the Baron is up, that's right.
Yep, feel like Envy, they're gonna go for the Baron.
That's the way better choice.
It's the safer choice, it's the systematic choice, as opposed to trying to risk getting caught on the reset and Smoothie 10 seconds on him. Hold on, Contracts though.
Contract does not get it.
How does he even, I'm like, how does he even get that Q in there? Somebody's gotta block that thing, man.
Goes down quickly after as well. Apollo 5-1 and 5. Lyra going hard here. Feels like he can solo out Jensen. The auto damage. Just about 25% of Jensen's health as he vamps a little bit of it back. And they decide, you know what? One of us is going to die. Neither of us wants that at this point.
And I freak out whenever there's a 50-50 and a Lee Sin involved. It's like,
I get excited.
He's still 4 levels down. And that, it's like, I still feel like the Lee Sin has an opportunity to steal that away. The smite's going to be way worse. By like 200 or something.
Yep, 200 damage.
But it's still just don't let it happen. Don't even risk it.
See if he can chunk through Impact on the top side. Bot inhibitor turret falls. And now Seraph can stand on the front lane. Not too much mana for him. They have to be careful. Can't get too crazy here. GAs are waiting to come back up.
Yep. And so far, great for Envy.
Yeah.
You know, they can't make playoffs, but they're showing, you know, they might have what it takes to take down Cloud9 if they start getting things together. They'll be in better shape for relegation, better shape to hold on to their spot, or even not be in that relegation tournament at all, and that's the goal for them.
I'm sure P1 is loving every bit of this right now. Let's see this initiation one more time. Where did he get the heals from? He's just... Whoop. And I'm back, boys.
Yep, that's a shield, a locket, a redemption, everything, and the kitchen sink for Apollo to keep him alive. That's what they need too, because then it becomes a fight where you don't have that utility of the Zig slow. You don't have anything else to follow it up. Yeah. And then he throws the wild growth on Ninja afterward, just, you know, for that little extra loving.
I forgot to use this.
Apollo didn't need this. You take this.
Sometimes you do that with your actives after the fight.
Yeah, they saw Contract walk by too. They saw him walk by with that ward over the wall, I believe. That or was just a second late, and that scared them too, but Elder Dragon about to come up. And yeah, like you said, P1 are loving this because if if Envy beat Cloud9, then Cloud9, I believe, are actually tied with P1.
Yep.
They would both be 11 and 5.
Oh, Mega Inferno Bomb missing.
Lyra on the side.
A little crazy. They can't really protect Lyra. He's trying to get back to the team. Mercurial Scimitar gets him to safety. He's hiding in the brush now to get himself back up to health. Apollo does go down in this fight. They're focusing Impact. I guess it's the closest one to the fight. Yes, they turn to Jensen as he comes a little too close to the fire. And now they can look for Impact again. Smoothie actually takes the spear. He's marked, and it's for death. Now they're going on to Sneaky once again. The long-range twisted advance. That's the ace. Apollo down, but enough are in the base for Envy to look for the Nexus.
Yep. A lot of this on-hit damage. They'll take these turrets down. Doesn't matter. Seraph's tanky enough to tank it up. Envy's going to take that game 1.
37 minutes in, firing on all cylinders to start off this series here in Week 8. 18-6, Envy take game 1 over Cloud9.
That blue shell starting to come out. Envy in last place. They have something to say about Cloud9 getting that first round bye. Lyra, though.
Wave from Apollo, feeling good. He got to sit in the bot lane. Well, that man you just said, Lyra and Hakuo, roamed around. Hakuo was able to pretty much domino off of the pressure of Lyra, and Lyra just had a great game on this Fervor Italy.
Yeah. Was a little bit questionable at first, but then it's like, wait, Seraph used to play this in the top lane, and then he used to just build like Trinity Force. Not the same build exactly, but it was really ridiculous. He starts off getting a few kills, and then he's 10-1-8 at the end of the game, 100% kill participation.
Yep.
Lyra is kind of EnVy's heartbeat. If he's on point, if he is beating fast and he's got a good rhythm to him, the game is his, and he is the game at that point.
So true. Defense and damage build, Mercurial Scimitar, Maw of Malmortius going hard in this one.
Yeah.
Triforce to start things off, and you said Sheen first buy, going for bot lane ganks as well. What was like level 3 or 4 dives with 200 HP? It was kind of getting in the mind of Cloud9, and I think this is a game where we saw EnVy was finally able to run away with that aggression.
Yeah, there's a lot more attack damage than you would expect from an Italy.
Yeah.
I wonder what Cloud9 was thinking during those dives and during those auto attacks too in the bottom side of the map, because really unexpected, and he shows up with a Sheen. Man, this Italy, I questioned it at first, but you know, I'm a believer for now in Lyra's hands.
All right, we'll have to see how Cloud9 regroup as well. We're going to throw it over to our analysts to see what they make of that EnVy win.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Riv, grasping your third cast of the day so far. Still going to talk about this very interesting game. Team EnVy upset win over C9. Maybe not as big a surprise with the C9 late split slump, but still probably unexpected.
Right. I mean, you can see a world where EnVy takes a game, and especially when Lyra has a good game, we've seen that they can beat TSM even and take them to 3-game series. So it's not the like end of the world, oh my God, ceiling's falling for C9, but it didn't look good for them at all. And even just starting with the draft, like EnVy, a little out there for sure, taking Ziggs relatively early on, have a Nidalee in there as well, stuff that you're not used to seeing, but they show that they know how to use this stuff fairly well, especially Lyra. When we've seen Nidalee so far in the LCS, I've been very hesitant about them. They haven't been super impressive, but his is a totally different beast, especially with even how he built it.
Yeah, really interesting to see. Like, we actually had like Dardoch and like Acadian like hang out in the analyst desk for a bit, and they were like, oh, okay, it's just like, oh wait, no, that's a green. That's a cinder. That's weird. That's
he's building
strange.
Triforce?
Well, he's building Triforce. What a strange build. Wait, why did he go Fervor? And it's just like, okay, clearly kind of new for these guys as well. And just yeah, turns out it took over the game. And I agree with what Zyrene was saying. Lyra, kind of individually the all-star of this team, and if he's doing well, beating fast, he was saying, then the heartbeat continues and they can kind of persevere. Our first replay is a early game team fight. EnVy gets a 3-for-0. Lyra being a pretty big diver in this.
Right, so it starts out kind of just with a 2-for-2. He's going to start the gank off as well, and it looks like it starts really well for them getting sneaky into the fight. The thing that they're worried about is the fact that Cassiopeia is already roaming down, and so you might go, uh-oh, Jensen's going to be able to turn this, but you get to see some of their familiarity with the Ziggs pick as well, able to flash out there, just get out of range of the miasma, and then this ultimate is very punishing for people who just blew a bunch of mobility trying to get involved in the fight, and then Nidalee as well, being an excellent chase down champion, gets the second kill, leads into this third dive, and I mean, you see the Lulu go in as well, being able to keep him up. And so that 3-for-0 came out of nowhere, where initially it's like, oh, maybe it'll work. Oh, Jensen's going to turn this. And then 3-for-0, game blown open.
Yeah, and really good stuff by them, of course. And they kept the control the whole way through, really. You always kind of wonder, ooh, you know, EnVy's gotten bigger leads than this before. They've managed to throw those away as well. In fact, they held on to the mid-game.
Right, and I think that was the scary part for me as well, was it was coming into like the 22-minute mark, 25-minute mark, and they hadn't done anything to extend their lead that much. We saw Apollo messing up, trying to take a turret versus Impact, and just kind of gave him a kill. And so it looked like, oh, this is the typical EnVy. They're going to stall out around the 3K gold lead and then throw a fight. But that didn't happen, and they were able to kind of punish C9's over-aggression when trying to start a fight.
Yeah, absolutely the case. So we have one last clip to show. It's 26 minutes in, and they get a 4-for-1 here, and it's just their continued mid-game dominance.
And C9 felt like they were very eager to start a fight versus this team, because it probably felt like they should beat it. It's not like a super cohesive unit with a Nidalee in there, and then they just go too deep. They're able to blow up the Lulu right away, but it's so hard for Sneaky and Jensen to get involved versus the Ziggs. You see him throwing that bomb, almost just like a zoning ultimate while they melt down the front line. Smoothie able to CC up Apollo, but there's no follow-up because they were forced away, the backline members of C9. And now the impact's low, it's an easy turn-off and chase down onto the other members. Sneaky and Jensen getting chased down here with the speed up that is available through Ninja. A lot of aggressive flashes as well. And so there was another fight later on that took on a very similar look to this, where they were able to get onto some members of EnVy. They locked them down, but then there was too much defensive stuff available for EnVy, and they keep Apollo alive in that fight. Yep. And so, I mean, C9 very eager to start fights. They looked okay, but they just had a really hard time getting the follow-up, and Ezreal and Cassio involved in the team fights.
Yeah, and you can kind of see the damage numbers very different here in some of these metrics. The Cassiopeia not getting a lot of damage down, less than either of the other carry lanes.
Even less than the Nautilus.
Right, well, exactly, like I'm saying. And obviously, you know, Conjure's not getting much done either, which in a snowballing game, a team fighter is going to do a bit weak, and melees might as well. But the fact that you had 20,000 damage come out from Lyra's Nidalee, kind of a big deal. The bruiser build clearly did work. The split push obviously went nicely for them.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing, is that the big problem that you see with Nidalee's is after some maybe really annoying early game pressure and some poking, when you get into a big 5v5, it's really hard to go in as the AP assassin Nidalee. But with the Cinder Hulk and the Triforce being more bruiser focused, more of a frontline Nidalee, which is something you don't really hear about aside for the old kind of Nidalees that we saw top lane, this was much more akin to that.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see. Of course, Lyra unsurprisingly gets Player of the Game honors. I don't think anyone would have voted against him in this one. Did a bunch of the hard carrying. And again, yeah, Cinderhulk Nidalee. And it's something that it's interesting. Envy had always been known for. Not necessarily Lyra himself. He's, of course, new to the roster, but it was normally Ninja and Seraph who brought out a lot of new stuff. And even in this game, Hakuho took Lulu with Malzahar up, and Malzahar has sort of been considered the more important support. Maybe that idea changes over time, but it's been consistently first banned, and you know, Lulu was getting through as a pick. Either way, Lulu prioritized over, and again, this Nidalee doing very well.
I think the big thing with Lyra is, like, we saw him, like you said, play the more consistent stuff. His Lee Sin's great. He can play a controlled game with Rek'Sai. He can do basically everything, but this is the first time he busted out a pocket pick and really, really hard carried with that. We've seen him hard carry with, like, Rengar and things like that before, but this was a great game out of him, and just makes it a little scarier for all the teams facing Envy going into the last week, potentially.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you think even towards the promotion tournament as well, where you're kind of expecting Envy to still be there. They've got to get more wins to get out of 10th and 9th as it stands right now. But even just being on form means, look, if you can keep yourself alive and try for one more split, try for summer maybe. We know Lyra's very good, and maybe they can start working around this, but you think about the future of Team Envy, and when you play like that, it seems bright.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about franchise players in the league. Not every team has one, and Lyra seems like a franchise player. Like, build around this dude. He will carry your early mid game, put anyone around him, and as long as you start becoming a more competent team in the mid and late game, which is where Envy tends to struggle, they did better this game, but they need to find ways to force, because that was a lot of C9 making the aggression and them reacting to it and being able to punish, because without that, they were mostly sitting around the 3K gold lead.
That's fair. Well, we'll see if C9 can shape up and make some improvements, or if it's going to be the closeout from Team Envy. We'll be back very shortly with Game 2 between these two teams. You're watching the North American LCS.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nikki. Happy birthday to you. You're all muted. What?
Watch Cassio, watch Cassio.
Malzahar, guys. Okay, I know.
Can I flash? I'll flash Ezreal, okay?
Okay.
Ezreal. I got him. Nice, let's go Baron.
Okay, nice.